Hello, 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 YouTube. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing on this wet Monday? It is wet here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. This is Life Under Trump 115. Yes, Life Under Trump, part 115. We will be discussing everything from his tariffs, how he's trying to make China pay 50% now instead of what the 34%. China's retaliating, and Donald Trump does not like when people retaliate back on his bad behavior. He's such a bad little boy. Yes, Dunny boy. We will be discussing the muskrat, Elon Musty, and we will talk about a couple things. We got a lot to cover. The Republican Party is actually fed up with Donald Trump. A vast majority are going against him right now, his policies. The judge is coming down on him because he has been asked to return the guy from Maryland, from El Salvador, because he's not a criminal. He is a U.S. citizen. He has not done anything wrong. Most of the people, 90% of the people that they have taken into custody, claiming they are illegal immigrants and they are dangerous. Some of them because they have, excuse me, my allergies. Hold on. Sorry about that. Some of them because they have tattoos and they go by points. They have considered them armed, dangerous. So they kicked them up out of here, put them on a flight to El Salvador, where there's really true criminals, some of the worst criminals in that prison, and took them to El Salvador. Well, Donald Trump, you in for a rude awakening because your Republican Party, even some of your MAGA maggots have turned on you. They're very, very upset with you because you're affecting their business. And now Elon Musk, because Donald Trump put a 30% tax on Europe, Elon Musk says that it's going to affect his Tesla business and the rest of his businesses because he does business in Europe. So he will have to pay higher taxes in Europe. And he claims that he's not pleased with that. He said he's not pleased with any of the tariffs, but he's the same one that was all along with Donald Trump. So is the love affair over? Is Donald Trump and Elon Musk breaking up the bromance? Also, we talked about this from the Heritage Foundation, etc. Donald Trump, JD Fancy Pants, Elon Musk. I'm going to show y'all something, but I'm not going to show the entire video. What it is when I'm saying the Republican Party is the red party, well, now they becoming the pink party. Because as I told y'all, anytime people always got something to say about gay people all the time, and you make laws against them that are frivolous laws, you're telling on yourself. The entire Republican Party, Grinder, Grinder, the pink party now. And I'm going to show you that video about that. The Republican Party, the white Republican men are the pink party. They're no longer the red party. So y'all need to stop talking about trans this, trans that when y'all sneaking around being DL. And we are sick of these DL men. That Republican Party got wives and girlfriends, but they DL. MAGA in my chat, you men are DL men. You're now pink. You're no longer red. So take that red Make America Great hat off, and you need to get one made in pink because your slip is showing. I got something to show y'all in a moment. But anyway, let me grandstand a moment. Cheers to you. I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. You all are valued and appreciated. Let's respect one another in my chat and spread love. We don't want to be the party of the pink, red Republican, make America great red hat people. We don't want to be like them and spread hate. But what I will do, if you come for me, the queen, I'm going to come for you. But I'm going to try my best and do it God's way and ignore you because you less than me. I'm the person sitting here don't wrinkle fast, and you do. So when you come for me today, I'm going to try my best in the name of Jesus, Black Jesus, to not come for you. So let's behave and be kind and love everybody in this chat. Love needs to be really spread around in this economy today. We all need love because right now the stock market has dropped and the 401ks are losing money like, ooh, like the church losing members. Usher, lock the door. Marvin South, honey, get thee away, Satan. But I want to show y'all something right quick. Do y'all mind if I show y'all something right quick? Something that's really special and dear to my heart before we get started on Donald Trump. Because let me tell you something, Donald Trump is very draining. So to talk about him every single day, I had to take 2 days off and I finished up a project I was working on. I took 2 days off. I took Saturday off, Sunday off, because I had to finish up my baby, honey. Queen Magazine is out and ready. Queen Magazine, the spring issue. And guess who is on the cover of Queen Magazine? Queen Drew Sidora from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yes, she is on my spring issue. Y'all, she has a new album out, highly anticipated album out. And it is, I did it to myself. When I tell you it is so current of the environment today and what music needs to be about, when I tell you it is that hit #1 album that you're going to be playing all spring and summer, fall, winter for years to go, that's how modern it is today. Queen Drew Sidora is on the cover of Queen Magazine. Get yours today. I'm going to put the link down in the description in a moment. You can go to my website. The link is in my website. So you could click on the link, go to the magazine page, click on that. It'll take you to the magazine. But y'all, this is Drew Sidora on the cover of my magazine. This is my magazine, honey. I don't work for nobody. This is mine. Me and God birthed this magazine. It is about entrepreneurs, from doctors, lawyers, television producers, music. I have a great Mexican, Latin artist in this magazine. I have a Nigerian artist in here. I have artists from Australia, etc. This is a magazine. If you want to be entertained, get my entertainment edition today, Queen Magazine. That is for all you kings and queens. Support me. Hit that link in my bio, in my description, and go to the magazine page. And then just click on where it says magazine, and it'll take you to the newest one, which is my spring issue, this issue. Drew Sidora from the Real Housewives of Atlanta is on the cover of Queen Magazine. She has a new album out. When I tell you that album is everything, life. Okay, now I have got that out. I have gotten that out. I've gotten that out. Hold on, Jeffro. Hold on, just a little while longer. Okay, this is also in my magazine. These are my beauty products. When you click on the link in my description, you can go check out my beauty products. They are organic beauty products. The Red Lipstick Hustler lipstick and Queen Lillie hair growth oil. If you are into healthy hair, get Queen Lillie hair growth oil now. This is my hair growth oil. It comes in 2 different kinds. And if you want healthy hair like mine, thick and full, all mine, Queen Magazine, my ad for my beauty products. The link is in my description. My lipstick is organic. My Queen Lillie hair growth oil is organic as well. The Red Lipstick Hustle lipstick and Queen Lillie hair growth oil. Get yours today. And make sure, like I said, go get my magazine, Queen Magazine. You don't want to miss out. Be about it. You don't want to miss out on greatness that God is blessing us with. Please support my brands. I appreciate you and God bless you. So let me get on over here to Donald Trump, because like I had to take a break. 2 days. I had to take a long break, y'all, because I'm going to tell you, Donald Trump is so draining. He busy playing golf. He ain't even worried about the 4 fallen soldiers. He ain't worried about President Barack Obama spoke on him. Vice President, should have been our Vice President. Tim Wall spoke on him. Donald Trump, too busy playing golf. He said he doesn't care about that. He ain't concerned about that. He ain't even concerned about whether you're going to be able to buy groceries or not. He ain't concerned about if you're going to be able to keep paying your mortgage. He's not concerned about your 401k that you've been paying into. And what they do, they take your money, the stock market, and all of that, your 401k, they take that money, invest it into something else. So you will not have it. You're not going to have it. You better be moving your money around. In the name of Jesus, little black baby Jesus, move your money around where it's safe. Your money is not safe in the white Republicans' hand. Your money is not safe in the pink party, no longer the red party. Your money is not safe with the red, make America great again, red hats. No, baby. It's the pink party now. Grinder. Just a moment. I'm going to tell you something that was amazing this weekend when they got out there in March, y'all. It really touched my heart. And no, I'm not getting out there because Black people, we have marched for many years. We're going to let y'all do the work because y'all caused this problem. Black people not getting out there. It was like probably a handful of Black people that got out there. Many of us is not getting out there because white people did this. So why should we solve this problem for y'all? Even though we're the best organizer in the community. Yes, we are. So let's play a little something and let y'all hear. Let me read this to you. This is what Donald Trump posted today. He says the United States has a chance to do something that would have been, because he's mad because people complaining. The United States has a chance to do something that should have been done decades ago. Don't be weak. He insulting and playing in our face. He's gaslighting at that point. He said, don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't be a panicky, a new party based on weak and stupid people. Be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result. The greatness will be the result in the Republican Party's bank account. People that got money already, what they do, they got money, so they're not going to suffer in any form. They sit back on the money what they have and they be tight with it and let us suffer. So when everything, people don't lost their homes and everything, they come into communities and buy up the homes. And then when they want to rent them out or sell them, they sell them so high, none of us can buy them. None of us can even rent them. The billionaires, they do this kind of stuff. He's rich. Donald Trump can't comprehend what we go through on a normal day. His pockets won't even understand what we go through. He's selfish. I'm going to show you and then I'll read it again to you. This is what he has said today. He's talking about the American people like we're nothing. He said we're stupid and weak. What I call weak is a man didn't go in the military because he's supposed to have had spores on his feet. Boy, sit down somewhere with your that's little man syndrome. And then he called us stupid. Nobody more stupid than you, Donald Trump. You're the stupidest of the stupidest because I saw your grades, what you made in school. You're dumb. You just happen to come from a rich daddy. You're dumb. But you want to call the American people dumb. This is what Dunny Boy said this morning. The United States has a chance to do something that would have been done decades ago. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't be a panicking. A new party based on weak and stupid people. Be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result. The greatness is in their bank account. The greatness is in the Republican Party, the rich Republican Party's bank account. Be smart not to keep falling for the banana tailpipe. So this is what Donald Trump said yesterday. I'm going to show you, then I will read it. And this comes from Midas Touch Network. They posted about what Donald Trump said yesterday morning. This is actually Donald Trump's post. We have massive financial deficits with China, the European Union, and many others. Excuse me. The only way this problem can be cured is with tariffs, which are now bringing tens of billions of dollars into the United States. No, it's not, because ain't nobody paid into it yet. So it's which is now bringing it. He's a liar. Y'all think about what Donnie does best. He's a compulsive liar. Which are now bringing tens of millions of dollars into the United States. They are already in effect and a beautiful thing to behold. The surplus with these countries has grown during the presidency of sleepy Joe Biden. We are going to reverse it and reverse it quickly. Someday people will recognize that tariffs for the United States of America are a very beautiful thing. He said that during his campaign. It's a beautiful thing. So if it's much of a beautiful thing, then why is the stock market crashed? The last time it crashed before now was in 2020. And who was in office? MAGA. Who was in office? Who was in office that you just voted for to be back in the White House again? Donald Trump. This is the second time the stock market has crashed under the big dummy, Donald Trump. Daffy Duck, the clown in the White House. Just look at him. A disastrous man. Nothing about this man is pleasant nor attractive. This is somebody's grandmother because this show doesn't look like a man. It looked like an old white lady with her neck as a Bodussy. This who y'all voted in. If you compare him to Joe Biden was in great shape. He took care of his body. And look at this mess. Donald Trump is his inside's ugly, his outside's ugly. You can't be ugly inside and outside. That ain't that. I didn't know that could be possible. There's no way a person can be ugly on both sides, but he is. And look how he had hurt the American people. Listen to this. Like a damn fool. I ain't ashamed to admit I won't do that again. I want y'all to hear this man again. Hold on, I wanted to play again. I voted for my own job loss. Like a damn fool. I ain't ashamed to admit I won't do that again. What this fella said, he said, I voted against my own job and I lost my job. I won't do that again. He said he's a DAMN fool. You are a fool. Everybody voted for Donald Trump. Read my red lips. You're a fool. I said, and I said again, you're a fool because you helped us get in this situation that the American people are in right now. And this is the outcome of the fight. Canada is just across the waters from us. Canada and the USA showing unity because they understand. They feel sorry for us. Even their prime minister feels sorry for us. That's Canada on the other side of the water from the USA. They are praying for the Americans. We're in trouble. We need a rescue line, Lord Jesus. And this is from the protests. These are the biggest protests that happened this weekend, Saturday. They really got out there and showed that they are willing to fight for this country. The American people willing to fight for our country. Hold on.
Breaking news right now. According to the Huffington Post, Doge accidentally published classified information on its website. This report is truly stunning. It's a bombshell. Let's dive right into it. According to the Huffington Post, Elon Musk's team has posted classified information about the size and staff of a United States intelligence agency on its website. Now, its website claims that it excludes information about U.S. intelligence agencies, but according to a search conducted by the Huffington Post, it provides details on the National Reconnaissance Office, which is the federal agency that designs, builds, and maintains U.S. intelligence satellites. What was published includes the NRO's budget and headcounts for the agency. And according to a DIA employee, this was secret information, and currently the agencies are scrambling to see if any of the information has been accessed. I'm going to do a full breakdown on everything we know on my Substack shortly, so be sure to subscribe for free at the link in my bio. Folks, if this is true, this could be a massive intelligence breach within our own federal government by the Department of Government Efficiency, essentially Elon Musk and his 19-year-old staffers. Spread the word and follow along for all the news you need to know about. I'll provide you updates as we get them.
I'm not shocked about anything that Muskrat and his little stooges have done to the American people. We're going to find out a lot that has been done and how much money has been stolen since Donald Trump's been in office. When they tell you they're looking for fraud, they are the fraud. Anytime somebody pointing the finger at other people, they are the problem. Donald Trump and Elon Musk and jdvance is the problem. The fraudsters are them. Donald Trump is known as a fraud. He has 34 felonies.
Americans were sleeping, an extraordinary moment in history was playing out in the dark of night. With no fanfare, telling only a small.
This is how a president should be.
President Obama left the White House just before midnight.
He left our economy in an excellent situation.
After a 40-minute flight, he landed at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. A C-17 transport plane had just arrived there, bearing the remains of 18 Americans killed this week in Afghanistan. After meeting privately with their families, the president and other dignitaries boarded the plane.
Why President Obama was a great president, Donald Trump cosplay as a president. He's a thug. Donald Trump is a thug.
Then the president and his group left the plane.
President Obama was a true president, and he still is.
As the flag-draped transfer cases were removed, the solemnity of the moment clearly visible on the face of the commander-in-chief.
And Donald Trump, what he's doing? Out playing golf. We have 4 fallen soldiers, and he went to play golf. And when he went to California, when the wildfires happened, he didn't even go visit the people. But who did? The one y'all didn't want. Queen Kamalaharris and her husband went out into the neighborhoods that were destroyed, and she talked with the people. But y'all didn't choose her. Y'all chose the clown because y'all are clowns. Muskrat, go away. This right here.
Both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation.
Elon Musk has split with Donald Trump over tariffs, signaling a distance from the White House.
Because it affects his businesses. It wasn't concerned about us. He was not concerned about us.
For other global partners.
We obviously are, there's an alliance already, but I'm hopeful that there can be a very close relationship with America and Europe. And I'm hopeful, for example, with the tariffs, that at the end of the day, I hope it is agreed that...
Y'all, I can only take so much of his talking, because this man talks like, I can't take it. I'm about to explode listening to him. It's bad enough to listen to Donald Trump, and then his bottom teeth sliding around, moving around where he's talking. Listen to Elon will have you dizzy. And I don't even smoke weed. I need a joint.
How many people have noticed that just about every democratic policy that white conservatives despise, they benefit most from? For example, white conservatives claim they despise federal government overreach. Well, 8 of the top 10 states that take federal tax dollars are conservative states. They'll tell you welfare is socialism and
they're welfare queens.
Well, white people have benefited more from welfare than any other demographic, while excluding black Americans. They'll tell you gun laws don't work because they don't keep us safe. Well, 16 of the top 17 states in gun death rates are conservative states who have almost no firearm legislation. They'll tell you government does not help when making healthcare affordable. Well, while 13 of the top 14 states in death rates by diabetes are conservative states, 193 Republicans voted against lowering the cost of insulin. They'll tell you they despise affirmative action. Well, affirmative action has benefited white women more than any other demographic. Studies show white conservatives don't hate these benefits, they just don't want black people to have access to them. Because when you've had privilege your whole life, equality feels like oppression.
Preach, my brother, preach. And you saw that white lady. She know what the lick is. She know what her people have done. They benefit for everything that's supposed to be for black and everybody else. No, you're benefiting more from it than the black and brown. There are more white people on food stamps and welfare than anybody else. They take advantage of the Section 8. They even put their kids in the HBCU colleges when their opportunity needs to go to a black or brown student. They'll send their kids there for a free ride, and they rich. And white people love to say black people like to take a free ride. Lord knows better. Lord knows better. And here go this clown.
When Trump announced his new tariffs, there was one word he used over and over again.
Reciprocal.
He learned a new word.
Reciprocal. That means they do it to us. And
special needs, Donnie.
Can't get any simpler than that.
Y'all know he rode on the short bus.
Imported our goods. And so he was just doing the same. But my colleague Benya Applebaum sees right through this little performance.
The president is lying about what he's doing. These are not reciprocal tariffs. What his administration actually did was use a childish formula that looked not at tariff rates, but at trade imbalances between countries.
I know some of these words.
When someone brings goods into a country and pays an import tax, that's a tariff. Much of that cost is then passed on to you, the consumer. But a trade imbalance is totally different. It's the difference between the amount of goods that we sell to another country and the amount of goods that they sell to us.
Donald Trump says that the scale of trade imbalances between countries is proof of cheating by those countries. The larger the trade imbalance, the greater the cheating. And the country at the top of his cheating chart is the tiny landlocked nation of...
Guess. I dare you. This is their flag. You still don't know it.
Lesotho.
There's no population of penguins only.
Lesotho every year
Ice.
sells about $228 million of goods from
Very
the United
small
States
population.
and buys about $7 million of goods from the United States. Donald Trump says Lesotho is cheating us worse than basically any other nation on earth. His solution is to impose a 50% tax on imports from Lesotho.
So why is it that Lesotho isn't buying U.S. products?
They don't have much money to spend on anything. Lesotho is one of the poorest countries on earth.
Now, Lesotho does have a diamond industry, but that doesn't really explain the tariffs.
The president says the point of this policy is to increase manufacturing in the United States, but our trade imbalance with Lesotho has nothing to do with manufacturing. It has to do with the fact that there are diamonds in Lesotho and there are not diamonds in the United States.
Global stock markets falling in response to President Trump announcing an across-the-board tariff.
An exceptionally brutal day on Wall Street.
I think this is an example of the president just behaving in a way that's reckless and careless and is going to cause a lot of unnecessary pain. This White House rolled out its policy carelessly, without thinking through the details, without trying to make sure that the things it was doing were actually aligned with its objective. Even if you believe in the goals, you ought to have some big questions about the execution.
I keep preaching to the choir that tariffs is not good for our country. They're not good, MAGA. He said he wouldn't tax tips. He said he wouldn't tax overtime. He lied to you. Everything that man promised you was a lie. But y'all hold on to anything that orange clown says as Bible. Everything and every time that man moves his mouth is a lie. One moment. I love this video. This is at the protest. They protest and it was amazing this weekend. Every protest that I saw, I really appreciate our brothers and sisters. Our brothers and sisters is out there, and it made me happy. No, my people not getting out there, but my Caucasian brothers and sisters, thank you. Keep going. We got your back, but we're not getting out there with you because we're not going to be the target for the white police. No, we're not. Black people have learned how they treat us. So we're not going to allow it. Also, right now, Donald Trump is trying to remove everything of Harriet Tubman. But you know what, Donnie? You can remove all the stuff that try to take away the black people's history, baby. I am Harriet Tubman. I am a warrior like Harriet Tubman. So there's a lot of us black women you're going to have to try to get rid of them because we are Harriet Tubman. We're even more stronger than our ancestors. We're not our ancestors, but we are Harriet Tubman when it comes to strength, survival, etc. FAFO. Black people, we started that FAFO, and then y'all want to go take that too? Fuck around and find out. So, the Mexican president, I love this woman. I keep telling you, I love her. I love her, I love her, I love her. I got somebody in my new magazine from Mexico in my magazine. Got to get my magazine, the newest issue. Mexico president. She says, I'm going to show you, then I am going to read it. I love this woman. President Claudia Sheinbaum says, we will sign a new trade agreement with the European Union and work to further diversity our trade to other ex-U.S. partners. See, everybody that Donald Trump has betrayed with his terrors, they all teaming up together because now they're making new allies. excuse me, why Donald Trump has singled us off, meaning the U.S., by ourselves. We have no allies. So all of those other allies are coming together. So when he want to call the American people weak, you're the problem. You weaken the American economy. You're the problem that's causing people to be weak. But I refuse to be weak. No matter what I may go through or going through, I will not be weak because I got the Lord and Savior by my side, and He knows me very well. He created me. I'm from His creation. I'm very strong, and I'm a fighter. F-A-F-O. So this man, I'm going to show you what he said, and I'm going to read it because he voted for Donald Trump, but he's pissed off. He was a MAGA as well. This is an ex-MAGA. Marino, he says, it's no secret I voted for Trump, but I didn't vote for global trade war. He better fix this strife immediately if Republicans want a chance to keep House or Senate. 71 million Americans have a 401k. We are the world's largest consumers. Our trade deficit could have been ironed out with a phone call. I believe this is a huge miscalculation. Democrats should be jumping up and down tonight celebrating. Baby, they not jumping up and down because how can you celebrate when your 401k has been taken from you? So, baby, the deals are not jumping around. We're trying to figure out how we're going to get this clown out the Oval Office. Impeach Trump 2025. Impeach Trump. He got to go. The slave master got to go. One moment, please. Let me see what y'all think about those tariffs in my chat. What do y'all think? Well, that's good if you do, King John. That's good. The stock market is crashing very bad. It's down. When I said down, 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 it's below hell right now. Your stock is burning. Bitfinity, I don't think it's going to be 3 years and 9 months. Even if God got to remove him out of it, he got to go. Go to sleep a long time, Donnie. Don't wake up. Falcon said, I think we're heading into a depression. We are. We are in a recession. We're going to be in a depression. The stock market crashed. Everything has went up more in the little time since the tariffs and everything. You're right. You are right. You are right. It's Queen Serendipity. It's a sad situation. And what was meant to hurt Black and brown people, my brothers and sisters or the other color, Caucasians, y'all are being affected too. And a lot of y'all celebrate and say y'all can't wait to get your whips and chains. Now y'all sitting around crying because you lost your jobs. You lost your insurance from your jobs. You lost your health and benefits from your jobs. Now y'all want Black people to come and march with y'all. No. Not after what y'all said. Y'all want whips and chains and all that mess. You try to come towards me with a whip and chain, you will never be able to put your hand on anybody else. I mean that. That's on God. Mary had a little lamb and all. Up around and find out. Ignorant people that's putting stuff in my chat, I'm not reading your stuff today. It will not get read. Why would I celebrate you for free? You want me to read your rude, ugly comments? Send me a super chat. That's how it's going to go around here. Otherwise, poof, be gone. I was asking Dee, how do y'all feel about these tariffs? That's what I was asking. Bree 212, honey, he is only helping the rich. Tell me how he helped you with these tariffs. Please tell me, darling. Please. And maybe you have nice skin like me at 51. No wrinkles. Drinking water ain't gonna help you, girl. What's up, King Allen? I love you. What's up, King? Cam to the goathead, whoop whoop. Yeah, sad and pathetic human beings. They believe anything the orange man says, and it's sad. Honey, I ain't got to wear no mess. This is me, baby. Me. No foundation. None of that. No powder, honey. Let me tell you something. That's just God's gift to me. And no Botox, honey. Why your wife don't have skin like that? She ain't melanated. She, honey, we was the first ones on this earth. We are the chosen ones. That's why I got skin that don't crack up. And my eyebrows, I fill them in, baby. It's hair. They'll look closely. You blind Millie Jelly EMF. But yeah, those tariffs are not meant to help us. A lot of countries are retaliating, and Donald Trump doesn't like that. Oh, he's mad. He's sitting up in that pissy pen, just mad and angry like the typical slave master. He at the plantation right now at the White House. He done left Mar-a-Lago. He done went back to the plantation. Mar-a-Lago is a plantation. Mar-a-Lago is a plantation as well. And I see he done been bringing LL back around him, Laura Loomer. She got them knee pads on, had him to fight some of his own people. She must have the best head in Florida. Her head game is strong. Yeah. So I want y'all to learn a lesson right quick and listen to this beautiful Caucasian woman tell y'all about Black women. You need to take heed because y'all ain't running things. Black women outsmart you with our education and all. Y'all don't have the education that Black women have. It's a fact. Look it up. That's why Donald Trump mad talking about DEI. No, dog. Black women just went and got their education. Black people, y'all try to hold us back. We couldn't get the things that y'all got when y'all don't even have the education. So we went out and got our educations, got doctors and lawyers, and y'all want to claim DEI even with the doctors and lawyers. You sound like a damn fool, nigga. One moment.
You guys want to see looks like? Put a highly educated Black woman of excellence in charge of that organization and watch every single member of it succeed. Right now, I work part-time at a university whose leadership is mostly made up of women from this background. And what I have experienced is that not only do they celebrate the diverse backgrounds and talents of every member of our campus, staff and student alike, but they are community oriented. They provide services and supports to students and staff that make our lives easier, that improve us as people. They provide these same types of supports and services to underprivileged members of the surrounding community. They value things like respect and empathy, while at the same time holding every single one of us to high standards of merit and hard work. Now, I'll take that level of leadership any day of the week, month, or year over this shitty ass leadership that I am seeing from mediocre white men in government. I am constantly hearing people on this app talking mad shit about Black women, about how they think, about their attitudes, about how they mother their children. And if y'all spent that same amount of time building these women up, you might actually get to reap the benefits and rewards of what they are capable of, the way I get to every time I walk onto my university's campus. But instead, what I see is people allowing their implicit biases or their anger towards their mothers to cloud their decision making. And because of that, we are all missing out on what Black women have to offer as leaders. All of us are missing out on it. It doesn't matter what your background is, what your race is, your gender, any of your identities. All of us are suffering as a result of this generation and every generation previous to not wanting to put highly qualified Black women in charge so that we can see how much better our country would do as a result. And it's a goddamn shame.
And I second that woman. That queen spoke the truth. Black women, we've run this thing more than anybody because we have the education. But y'all were so afraid that Kamala Harris gonna be too great and outshine the white man. Your white race said, we ain't letting that Black woman in there because she gonna shame our Black men. We can't let everybody know how illiterate we are. While the Black people out there getting that education, that good old education, we can't let them shine. like President Barack Obama did. Donald Trump is nowhere near educated as Kamala Harris, nor does he have the qualifications to be sitting behind that desk in the Oval Office, and you know it. But your white skin keep you racist. May the truth set you free, and maybe the curse of wrinkling at such a young age will fade away. But until then, you are cursed with wrinkles. As I was telling y'all about, Donald Trump is removing the things that have to do with Harriet Tubman, but that's all right. You cannot rattle our cage. They are trying everything possible to trigger Black people, and it will not work. So, one moment, please. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to read you this passage to this post. Dunny, you trying hard. Black people, we laughing at y'all. All y'all that think y'all gonna trigger us, you can't trigger us. We experience so much because of the white race. You can't trigger us. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Should I take y'all to church? Should I take y'all to church? So this image and quote from Harriet Tubman were removed from the National Parks webpage about the Underground Railroad. The webpage, which previously featured a quote from Tubman and a prominent photo of her, now no longer includes either a look at the way back machine, a website that archives past versions of sites, shows the changes. In addition to removing the quote, an image refers to enslaved people in the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 has been taken down. The updated page now leads with stamps of various civil rights leaders and text highlighting Black-white corporations. You devils, white devils. Starting with 2 paragraphs that emphasize the American ideals of liberty and freedom without specifically mentioning slavery. Donnie, you a jackass. But we're not going to let you trigger us. You mad. You mad. Because you can't get over Barack Obama is better than you. You can't get over he looks better than you. You're trash, Donnie. You're fat. Your whole body is a McDonald's. There's a separate National Park Service webpage dedicated to Tubman, which details how she helped guide several enslaved people to freedom through a network of routes and safe houses. In recent months, we've seen other changes to government website under Donald Trump administration, efforts to eliminate DEI. Just last month, the Pentagon seemingly removed a page about Jackie Robinson before placing it back online. See what has happened. You better pay attention to Target and Walmart, which Target is closing some of their stores. They can't even run their air conditioning and their electric, as much because the electrical bill is so high. Their stock has gone down. They lost billions of dollars because those Black people stopped shopping in their stores. What us Black people have learned, and we will sacrifice before we give you our money. What we have learned, you hit the white people in their pockets, and that's how you run the world. Hit them in their pockets. Make them close down some of their stores. Fuck around and find out. So this is something they replaced, but you know what? Donnie can't run our cage. We laughing at you, Donnie, because you messing with God's children, and you got children. I want you to remember that. You got children, Donnie. You got children, and they all ugly, look like vampires. The oldest one look like he's a vampire, like he's going to be up to be the ruler of them all. All your children are ugly. Even that daughter, she's pretty now, but she got a nose up because she used to be ugly. She got a nose done, a lot of stuff done to that face. You can tell. Go look at pictures when she was younger. She didn't have a nice nose. The entire family, Donald Trump's entire family is ugly. And Melania was attractive. Now she's starting to look ugly because she's been with an ugly man so long that he drained the spirit of happiness out of that woman. Many years of being with an old man, no good sex. No good, goody. The teeth kept moving out his mouth when he go down to play in the playground. When you go down and play in the playground, she look down and orange stuff all between her legs. Who want that? Nobody want that. Then she end up getting a rash because of orange makeup, causing a yeast infection because it's orange makeup. Danny, you're a disaster. So amazing. Nobody want to get with you. Only Laura Loomer because she's slow and she dumb. And Laura Loomer used to be so ugly. She can't help but like somebody ugly like her. So the appeals court with Trump. Trump must return the man that he sent to El Salvador from Maryland. Yeah, the court said return him.
Gets another loss in court. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals has denied the Trump administration's effort to defy a court order to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States by midnight tonight. Despite admitting that Abrego Garcia was sent to El Salvador in prison camp in error, the Trump administration continues to fight to keep him there. Following the ruling, the Trump administration filed an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court to try to block the order requiring them to bring him back to the United States. We're going to continue to follow this and so much more. Remember to follow our account and add the Midas Touch podcast right now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Trump gets another loss in court.
Be sure to subscribe to Midas Touch Network on YouTube, and everything and I have shown you today is fair use, educational purposes, and great for research purposes as well. Y'all, just to tap on some more of the DEI situation, Donnie, you got a problem with black and brown people. So all the black women you have been with in your past, because after landing with you, them people don't have to go to therapy. They don't have all kind of nightmares. Just like y'all want to do segregation also. Segregate and get them back before they laid up with you. Can you do that, Donnie? Segregate and pay them for their pain of laying up with you. Because you've been with plenty of black women. I don't know how they did it. I hope they got some out of it. Because, honey, pay me for my pain. Because them people have been in all kind of therapy and nightmares after laying up with a face like Donnie and a body like Donnie. He always been ugly like his mama and his pappy. Just ugly. I'm going to show y'all something about that pink party in a moment. But I got to congratulate Cory Booker because he did an amazing thing. He went 25 hours and 6 minutes last week. Nobody ever gave a speech that long. Nobody. It wasn't a filibuster, but it was something similar to one. And he outdid the other guy. I think it was Strong Family or somebody like that. I can't remember. I could be wrong. But he is amazing. So I'm going to let y'all hear this right quick. He was out there with the hands-off protesters in New Jersey. I'm sorry.
All of those people who are weary and tired and worried, who've been standing and feel like they can't stand anymore, it's time for us to stand up and stand with them and stand for healthcare and stand for Social Security and stand for our values. We will stand together. We will rise together. We will fight together. And together, we the people will win this fight. It's only just begun. We have work to do. I will stand with you. We will stand together. Let's win. Let's fight. Let's continue. Let's not stop. Our endurance, our persistence, our resilience. Let's keep going. Thank you. Thank you. For all of those people who are weary and tired.
Oh, that's amazing, man. He's a great senator. Doing big things to help the people. Like he said, it's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about the people. And Donald Trump has never made it about the people. He only has looked out for his MAGA Republican billionaires and a couple of the millionaires. That's who he's concerned about. He is not concerned about us. He'd rather go with the Saudis and play golf. And they let him win and make him feel good. Not that he actually wins, but to make him feel good. Because Donald Trump, he loves flattering. He loves to be told he's attractive when he's ugly. He loves to be told he's a winner when he's a complete loser in every form and every way. So I'm going to show y'all this right quick. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but this is about the pink mafia. That's the MAGA Republican Party. And about the secret gay Republican subculture. They're not the red party anymore. Grinder. 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 One moment, please. Donna said, man, you look good. Back that thing up.
Story of my life. If I'm here quietly writing, the dogs will lay on the floor for 6 hours and not move. If I'm doing something, they have to go out 47 times. Hey, everybody, listen to that. We're popping it live here. Thanks for coming on here on Lincoln Square. We wanted to just have a quick discussion about Stu's new terrific article about the Pink Mafia. What's the Pink Mafia? The Pink Mafia is the secret Republican gay subculture that has been with us since the dawn of time. But the irony is that today, the people around them really, really, really don't like them. But Stuart has written part one of this great history. So Stuart, let's just go into the article just a little bit to talk about your history on this, and also, but before we start, why you got inspired to write this piece right now.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us, and thank you, Rick. My motivation for writing it now is that I think there's no question that this obsession with trans that comes from the right, that comes from Republicans, that come from MAGA,
they're telling on themselves,
is really the overreaction to it. Is really an attempt to deal with the fact that the party never actually accepted same-sex marriage. We just sort of shut up about it because it was losing votes. So this is sort of one of these instances, I think, of sort of an angry clawback at that. And it's just so hypocritical. Given what you and I and so many others know about the Republican Party.
So gay. I mean, all kidding aside, it's like, how many campaigns were you and I both on where the absolute core group of the campaign were closeted gay Republican men?
Yeah,
including up to and including the candidates
many times. Yeah. And it seemed to be the more conservative the candidate, the more likely they were to be gay.
That was a great line our friend Reed Galen used to use about.
That's Donald Trump's cabinet.
The first Bush, or the
and
first
it has been alleged, maybe even
like,
him.
It's like, is so-and-so gay? And the answer would be no, he's not conservative enough.
Exactly. And it, for me, and I talk about this in this piece, I was a page in Washington. Mm-hmm. And the guy who ran the office, which we used to call these people AAs, administrative assistants. And then I think that what happened was they realized when they went out to K Street to make a lot of money as lobbyists, when they had AAs on their resume, it didn't exactly translate.
Donald Trump can't stand trans. He always talking about gay this, gay that. Y'all listen. That's how you know when somebody's deal.
Who was this very smart, funny country boy from Tylertown, Mississippi, which, if you ask anybody, Mississippi about Tylertown, they'll say it's never really been the same since the Haskell factory closed. So that was.
Hey, Queen, aloha, Kitty. I miss you.
His
Hi.
dad's a Democratic supervisor, was a powerful position in those rural counties.
I'm gonna fast this up, speed it up a little bit because we got some more to cover.
God for being gay, so I can win the next race. But God was listening because John won, and then he gets inaugurated his second term, and not long after, he was busted in the 6th floor bathroom of the Longworth building when the Longworth building
Republican Party
was mostly storage rooms. Apparently, that was a gay assignation spot, and the Capitol cops set up some kind of surveillance sting or something. I'm not sure. And they arrested a number of people, including John, and including a congressman from Massachusetts, Gary Studs. They called Tip O'Neill. What do we do with Studs? He protected him. They called Trent Lott, supposedly. I haven't ever gotten this confirmed by Trent. And it was, do what you have to do.
Right.
They felt like they'd given John another chance. And so John resigned.
See, what it was somebody that in the Republican Party, he resigned because it came out about him being gay. See, these white men in that Republican Party married with women, but honey, they love that brown, that big eggplant. They want to put their mouth on it. Put their mouth on it.
But then I thought it was just so sad and telling. They ended up endorsing Trump in 2016.
Right.
And a friend of mine was on their board who couldn't believe it, voted against it. And, asked her why. She said, well, they promised them really good rooms at the convention. It's like, that's what it's come to.
Well, and look, I think it's going to be interesting to see how many
Listen, y'all.
Republicans in the House and the Senate are going to vote against gay marriage because the Supreme
When they
Court,
gay, they'll vote against it, but they're gay the whole time.
Society is angling to get an anti-gay marriage case in front of the Supreme Court to overturn Obergefell. They're desperate to do that.
Yeah,
and I'm fascinated to see how a lot of these closeted Republicans in the Senate, some are married even, and the House are going to vote on this. It is a
Hey, King LaSwan. Hey, King Ellen. I love you guys.
Ideology collides with like a foundation of their own. I mean, I find myself sad for those people. They just
it's very sad
about who they are.
Yeah, you remember that guy who was the arch conservative in the House from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, Bob Bauman.
Oh yeah,
who, a little sort of bullet of a guy, always wore three-piece suits, a true, angry cultural warrior.
Oh yeah.
Who ended up getting caught on 14th Street
a Republican,
a male page. And he had this cheerful moment where he went from the house and tried to blame it because he was drunk. And with Steny Howard, is that how you pronounce it, Howard? I think in his finest moment, probably, the Democratic congressman, prominent from Maryland, went down to the floor of the House and said, Bob, that works great, except the rest of us have been drunk too, and we didn't end up on 14th Street with the page. So the
Republican Party makes excuses for why they go off, sneak off and be gay.
Again, the more you were obsessed with this stuff, the more likely the odds were that you were gay. And that's what I'm going to talk about in these other pieces, and go through some more of the history of it, which is playing out now in very sad, hurtful, painful ways. That is having tremendous impact on people across the country. So
I think before we wrap up, I mean, every week I see a damn story that has, just like the guy this week in
Mike Johnson,
Minnesota,
Grinder.
He's out there doing a bill to declare Trump derangement syndrome a mental illness.
What's that guy, Mike, that was on the
He is engaged with what he thinks is a teenage prostitute who's underage.
Grinder. They like them brown, black men.
Posting AI pictures of Democratic leaders with Jeffrey Epstein, when Donald Trump really was with Jeffrey Epstein. We see that all the time, and yet then these are the same people that are getting picked up for child porn and child rape and all this weird.
The Republican Party.
Republican sexual predators. At some point, don't do it on a weekend. Do it during a weekday when you need something to do. It's both hilarious
fruit
and
in the White House.
sad because there's something really broken inside the party Stuart and I used to represent. And I don't know, Stuart, I don't know about you, but whenever I worked with gay Republicans, I was like, okay, is he good at his job?
And they got wives. They like to get mud on their stick and go home to their wives.
Yeah. There was so much, this is certainly true in the Bush campaigns that I worked on. So many gay guys, and it was really nobody even talked about it. And yet, one of the things I want to get into in this series is when Bush ran in 2004, he ran supporting a constitutional marriage, constitutional amendment against gay marriage.
That was Rove's big secret sauce.
Which I really, when I look back on it, I think that was our darkest moment.
And I remember that Carl was unhappy when Dick Cheney on stage said, "I love my daughter."
Yeah, I'm getting in outer space, and how do you get there? But I was always moved with the way in which Dick Cheney treated his daughter and her partner.
100%.
You know what? Right now, even one of the Bush daughters, I think her name is named after her mother, Laura. They both are beautiful. The mama beautiful, and the daughter. Excuse me. She's gay. Came out. I just saw it in a magazine. Well, it's a magazine, but it was they showed it online on Instagram. She's gay. Don't look at. You don't have to look gay. Beautiful girl, like her mother. Her mother is beautiful. Yeah. The Republican Party, just come on out the closet. Y'all ain't got to hide no more. It's normal. Just come on out. Come on out, baby. Oh, Trump's cabinet of every rich people fails on Sunday's show as they try to defend Trump taking the economy with tariffs, except for Russia. Hold on.
President Trump promised that he was going to improve the economy starting on day one. He said prices are going to come down. More than 160 million Americans, Mr. Secretary, as you know, are invested in the market. Many of them have spent their lives saving for their retirement. What is your message to Americans who want to retire right now and who've just seen their lifetime savings drop significantly?
Well, I think that's a false narrative. Americans who want to retire right now.
A rich white man speaking for everyday normal people. Oh my God.
I think they don't look at the day-to-day fluctuations of what's happening.
There was a moment on Thursday, you were on Fox Business, you were praising President Trump's leadership, celebrating these tariffs, and all the graphics surrounding you, again, this is on Fox Business, showed the markets in a nosedive. And so you disagree that I'm saying, I say there seems to be a disconnect between what you're saying and the reaction of the world. Tell me why you disagree.
Listen, the president has, even in his State of the Union, I believe, he said that there will be some uncertainty.
You can't lose money unless you sell. And right now, the smart strategy is not to panic, just stay in. Because we are going to have the
one moment. Thank you, Aloha Kitty. Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much.
Is the administration considering any kind of offset, any kind of subsidy? You mentioned the first administration, there was some bailout to farmers to help them deal with the pain from Chinese retaliation. Are you looking at that now?
Not that I have not participated in any meetings with respect to that. Huge GDP. The factories being built in America are huge.
That takes years, and you've said that robots are going to fill
They think the American people are dumb.
You're imposing a 10% tariff.
Rich people cannot connect with us. They think we're stupid.
Have zero human inhabitants. They had zero exports. They had zero imports. They do have a lot of penguins. Why are you putting import tariffs on islands that are in?
Well, I mean, that, come on, Jake. Obviously.
Is that the president's strategy or not? He posted it. He said the strategy is to for the markets to crash so the Fed lowers interest rates.
Is that not a strategy for the markets to crash? It is not a strategy.
He said that.
It's a strategy to create a golden age in America for the American worker. That's his strategy.
Anyone who says there may be a little bit of pain before we get things right, need to talk about farmers who are one crop away from bankruptcy. They don't have time. So we've got to be crisp on this implementation. Otherwise, we could do damage that's irreparable to farmers and businesses.
What's your response to Senator Tillis?
But a tariff is a tax increase, isn't it?
A tariff is a form of tax. It's a way that you collect revenue when you import products. Yes.
And consumers pay that tax, correct?
No, because it depends on supply and demand. Elasticity, supply and demand.
Why did the president not include Russia on the?
He just lied. You do. We pay the price. Republicans lie all day.
With Russia and Ukraine, and I think the president made the decision not to conflate the two issues. It doesn't mean that Russia, the fullness of time, is going to be treated wildly different than every other country.
He would not tax Russia.
One of the few countries that is not subject to these new tariffs, aren't they?
They're in the middle of a negotiation, George, aren't they?
President Trump promised that he was going to improve the economy starting on day one. He said prices are going to come down. More than 160 million Americans, Mr. Secretary, as you know, are invested in the market. Many of them have spent their lives saving for their retirement. What is your message to Americans who want to retire right now and who've just seen their lifetime savings drop significantly?
I think that's a false narrative. Americans who want to retire right now.
I can only take so much of that, y'all. Why are these old white men playing in our face, the American people face? They lie like it's nothing. And then they go on Grindr app to relieve that stress of lying all day so they can be DL and keep their true identity hidden while on the apple grinder. Wanted some black eggplant. One moment.
Is in a lot of trouble. I mean, I could understand why they voted. I'm not sympathetic with it, but I understand why, because there's an element of that person that represents success, and America loves success. And
How
so
America
they make
looks
that
at Trump.
association. But there's no virtue there. There's nothing virtuous about that man whatsoever. He's delusional. He hasn't an idea to then turn around and call Zelensky a dictator. It's just appalling. And then the whole Gaza thing, which is absolute disgrace. It's a disgrace to upend all those people who have been through the most torturous time. Of course, Hamas did not help the situation right at the start. That was horrific and unforgivable, and I'm completely anti that. But the way it's gone on, and then to have him come out with, oh well, I'll make it into a sort of
beach
kind
resort,
of waterfront
casino.
You know, what was it he wanted it to be? A sort of, I don't know. It was just ridiculous.
Yet he's been elected on a sort of a wave of changing the way the world is run and the kinds of people we have, and he is riding high because he's got a popular mandate and he is elected. The world doesn't know, it seems, how to deal with him.
Well, the world doesn't really know who he is. I mean, they see
I
something
know who
which
he
is, and again, it's all about illusion and delusion. And there's something illusory about him, but he is also deluded, clearly deluded. I mean, and what is so extraordinary is that some people can't see it. Some people really believe that he is the savior in some way, and I'm
sick.
just flabbergasted at how people view him.
They need to take
America's in a lot of trouble. I mean, I could understand why they voted. I'm not sympathetic with it, but I understand why.
Get them their
because
Prozac.
There's an element of that person that represents success, and America loves success, and so they make that association. But there's no virtue there. There's nothing virtuous about that man whatsoever. He's delusional. He hasn't an idea to then turn around and call Zelensky a dictator. It's just appalling. And then the whole Gaza.
Everything that man said about Donald Trump, I have been saying it on my life for a long time. He's dangerous, delusional, and deceptive. A deceitful man sitting at that Oval Office.
We're born and raised to be housewives. Period. It is what it is. It's not me with my opinion. It's a fact. Hence, why the feminist movement even started. White women were losing their husbands left and right to the war. They had to go out and make money for their families. They could not make money for their families because nobody was hiring white women because white women did not have any skills. They didn't even have housekeeping skills because they all had, well, vast majority of them had nannies who were black. All of these little programs were made for y'all.
Food stamps, welfare for white women.
Kids so the government could take care of you were white women, not black women. Y'all really got to sit up here and be mad at white men because they the ones out here with the keys to success on how to brainwash the masses. And you heard me. They got the keys to success on how to brainwash the masses. They really sat back and found a way to make all of y'all think that all of this stuff was made to benefit black people. And it wasn't. It was literally for white women. Same thing with here's one of my biggest examples of white men brainwashing the whole entire world. Diamonds. Diamonds are worthless, okay? I said what the fuck I said. Diamonds are worthless. Gemstones will forever be 300 to 100 times more expensive than a diamond. Here's the next thing. And it's somebody.
Yes, because tanzanite is more expensive than diamonds.
A diamond is the only stone that can be recreated in a lab. And not only can it just be recreated in the lab, it can be recreated to the point where it seems and looks so real that nothing is going to register it as it being fake. You cannot do that with gemstone. But the white man made everybody believe that diamonds were top tier. It took over the whole entire world. They got the keys to brainwashing y'all. I don't know how the white men figured it out, but baby, they got the keys to it. Here's another. White men went over into Africa and told Africa, hey, if y'all want to come to the United States, we'll help y'all get to the United States. But guess what? When you get to the United States, you're going to run into Black Americans, and they ain't shit. They worthless, they lazy, they uneducated, they ghetto, they violent. Don't interact with them. You don't want to be a part of their community. You don't want to be a part of their culture. Just stay the fuck away. And to this day, there are Africans who come over to America and think that Black people are the scum of the fucking earth because of what white people told them. See, here's the next thing about that lie. The lie was told so deep to Africans that the white men made Africans think that they wasn't going to come over here and get treated like Black people. But guess what? They were born and raised to be housewives. Period.
I stand 100% with 100% with everything she has said. It's the truth. The white man is the biggest manipulator. We got a slave master in the White House. And this right here is to benefit Elon's selfish ways only for him. He's not concerned about the American people with the tariffs in Europe. It's all about him and his businesses.
I hope that I hope that the United States and Europe can establish a very close partnership. We obviously are there's an alliance already, but I'm hopeful that there can be a very close relationship with America and Europe. And I'm hopeful, for example, with the tariffs, that at the end of the day, I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America. And that would be that's what I hope occurs. I hope that.
And I hope he learned how to talk without all of that. I hate when people do a speech and they so much. Have you ever been to something, somebody's doing motivational speaking and they and then like? I can't stand to talk with someone they like this. Like Kim Kardashian. They use like so much. I just want to go, shut the up, please. There go Donnie the dummy.
Have a crash, and we're gonna have a crash like a 1929 crash if she gets in.
He was saying about Kamala, but he's the one that's doing the crash.
No, the economy's gonna go to hell. Every accusation is a confession, I swear to God. I'm just making this video as evidence. So later on down the road, when I'm like, did all that really happen? I can look back at this video and be like, yeah, it did. So Donald Trump imposed his crazy, ill thought out tariffs. And boy, is he making America great again. Just right into the shitter of the stock market. And I say ill thought out with my whole chest. He put out a list of all the countries that got tariffs. 2 of them are islands that don't have any people on them and just have penguins. We don't actually receive anything.
But they say Donald Trump's smart. What a laugh, a joke.
And give us content for that. I'd be like, bro, you are killing it. But that's not exactly what the gig is.
Donald Trump is the biggest
this is
joke.
What we have to do. Because you laugh to keep from crying. But it's bad. It's really bad when shit like this happens.
Yesterday, President Trump declared that it was, in fact, Liberation Day, his giant tariff policy that he just dropped on the market unilaterally, probably unconstitutionally. Trump's reciprocal tariffs impose hundreds of billions of dollars in new taxes on Americans, be the largest tax increase since the Revenue Act of 1968. one of the biggest tax increases on American consumers in the history of America. And it's going to cost American consumers. It will cost American producers who use inputs from other countries.
Let me just check the snowfall in hell really quickly, because I agree with Ben Shapiro, and those are words I never thought I'd utter. Even he sees this for what it is, the colossal fuck up that it is, going so far as to call it unconstitutional, because it is. But don't let that fool you. The MAGA sycophants are still deriding hard for Donald Trump. For example, when someone pointed out that Russia is not on Trump's tariffs list,
that's
fools
a fact.
like Blair here were like, we don't import anything from Russia, and then, threw in the R slur. Here's the thing, Blair. A Google search would have kept you from looking so fucking stupid. The United States imported $3.5 billion worth of goods from Russia in 2024. You had no tariffs on Russia. Shocking. But hey, I'm sure we're all just fools, and Trump has a big master plan, right? $5 million.
He look like a fool right here. That $5 million gold card that nobody purchased yet. Nobody's purchased it but him.
The economy's literally crashing and burning, and this guy's like, look at my gold card.
Nobody want to see his face on anything. It's so ugly.
Also proving it's not that he has a problem with immigrants, it's that he has a problem with poor immigrants. He's happy to offer this that people pay $5 million for, come here without the stipulations of having to start a business or employ Americans, because it's not America first, it's money first. Meanwhile, Canada announced they're forming a coalition of countries, reaching out to other countries, forming like trade agreements without the U.S., cutting the U.S. out of it. And that's certainly not going to have far-reaching effects on us negatively for decades to come. So just to recap, tariffs that are crashing our economy are going to raise the price of almost everything, vehicles, food, etc. Oh, but manufacturing in the U.S., let's do that. Great. Tons of industries here, like the produce business, for example, rely on immigrant workers that have been forced out. The ones who haven't been deported are just afraid to show up to work because they're figuring they'll be deported. Meanwhile, we're bringing in new people, but they're paying $5 million a head, so it's not like they're going to get out in the field and pick beans. This is making America great again, apparently.
Ooh. It's only making America great for the billionaires and the millionaires fattening their pockets, while our funds is getting smaller and smaller and smaller in our bank account. Johnny doesn't care.
Reported recently, life expectancy in the...
One moment. One of Trump's vampire children.
If this isn't what fascism looks like, I'm not sure what is. Eric Trump, Donald Trump's son, posted one of the scariest and most outrageous things I've ever seen on social media before deleting it 20 minutes later. Lucky for you guys, I have a copy of his post to read for you here. Quote, he says, any and all who dare to defy the American golden age, heed this warning. You will lose. Toe the line or we will run you down. The gloves are off and we're not playing around this time.
That entire family is
For
crazy.
now it's tariffs, but trust me, we can and will do so much worse. Wow, that is absolutely insane. And to be honest, I don't want the president's son to be posting stuff like that. Now, I don't know if he's talking to Colombia for not accepting Trump's military flight of Colombian nationals that he shipped back to their country, or if he's talking partially to the American people saying, do not defy King Trump's rule, otherwise we will come after you. Either way, I'm not afraid of Eric Trump, Don Jr., Donald Trump.
The entire Trump family look like vampires. Eric Trump is so pale and ugly. He is disgusting looking. And you trying to put fear in somebody? Nobody fear you and your family, nor your daddy. The Adam family.
A mind-blowing chart. Yeah, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident. We saw these numbers. We're like, what is this? It goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24.
No fraud was found. The fraud is Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and jdvance.
This has nothing to do with fraud and everything to do with exactly what you're supposed to do. I'm Canadian and used to work and live in the United States for 8 years. And I have a U.S. Social Security number because I had to. It's what they make you do. If you want to open a bank account, work in the States, you need it to do anything at all. It's required by their country. I could barely get a cell phone plan without giving them my Social Security number. In Canada, that social number is not nearly as heavily weighted as in the American system. It's almost used as a default security password to verify yourself in the States. Everything asks you for that number. So within the first week of having my visa issued, I went to an office to then apply for this social security number. Literally couldn't do anything without it. My employer couldn't pay me. I'm not sure if they're claiming that this is actually fraud or just mentioning it within a presentation about fraud, but there's nothing fraudulent about that happening. In fact, you want people to come and get a social security number. It means they're contributing to your economy. I don't know where they went with this because it was just a short clip I saw. For years, I've been comparing the US to Canada. My goal has always been to bring the countries together. Let's still try to find common ground. This might help. But please comment. Let me know your thoughts.
This is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah.
It's not gonna help because right now Canada don't care. Canada, they don't have a problem with us, the American people. They have a problem with who? Donald Trump, because he's terrorist. So the electrical bill for people in Detroit, New York, what is it, Maryland, if I'm not mistaken, are gonna really suffer. And right now, because Donald Trump, our red states, our electrical bill went up. And that really pissed me off because I'm in the state of Georgia, baby. One moment. And we're going to be getting up out of here.
Have a crash, and we're going to have a crash like a 1929 crash.
Okay, I showed it already. I apologize, okay? Just a moment.
Are accusing you-know-who of trying to erase history and sanitize racism for an executive order threatening to pull funding from the Smithsonian. Unless it stops promoting what he is calling divisive race-centered ideology, he has also put jdvance in charge of purging the museum of anything that degrades shared American values or divides Americans based on race. Is this just an excuse to ignore historical facts about America? It is a fact racism does exist. It is a fact that slavery existed. And every time you try to cover it up, I think of y'all as doing that cat box thing. You can't cover it up. You can't bury it deep enough. There's too many of us. We already know. What's happening. Yeah, and just so you know, he's charged Mr. Vance of removing improper ideology from the following places: African American History and Culture Museum, the American Art Museum, the American History Museum, the National Portrait Gallery, Natural History Museum, Natural Air and Space Museum, the National Zoo.
What's his problem with a zoo? Is it because the pandas are
I don't
black and white?
know. I don't know. And the Women's History Museum, which is only in
thank you,
development.
Mr.
It's not
Hokie
even built
Smith.
yet. So what is this about? Is this more cat box activity?
It started with the National Archives. And war on DEI made moves to erase all of the American heroes that were not white. Then he dug up the Black Lives Matter Boulevard. Could have just repainted it. Could have just repaved it. But no, he had to make a big spectacle out of digging it up. Also, he could make us mad. Then when he saw that wasn't working, then he said,
It didn't make us mad, Donnie. America's laughing at you. You mad. Donnie, you haven't gotten over that Obama is better than you. You mad. You are so mad that you claiming DEI on highly educated black people. You mad. But Donnie, we ain't going nowhere. You can't trigger us. We've been through so much. My people can't be triggered. You mad. And because you mad, we not gonna stop till we get you out that office. You need to be locked up and won't let him out. Peace out, everybody. I love y'all. God bless. Bye.